fasting. So if you haven't seen part 1, go back to episode 3, check it out, and then come back to this one. Part 1, I talk about the different types of intermittent fasting, the ones that I do, autophagy, and now this is part 2, where I'm going to talk about the benefits that I've personally seen and the people around me that do it, and why I personally started intermittent fasting, and a few tips at the end. So I wanted to split it into videos because I didn't want to make it too long. So, benefits. What do I see what have I gotten from intermittent fasting? Okay, so the first thing I've seen is mental clarity. So I really feel my mind is, totally awake. Now, just for background, I start really early at work, and what I do all day is calculating numbers. So I need mental clarity. I need a lot of it. So I try to every day do all of my complicated calculations in the morning, anything that I really need to concentrate on, because my mind is just really awake and I've got a ton of energy. So that's another benefit, energy levels. I was feeling tired all the time. I wasn't sleeping well, and that's why I literally started reading, seeing what could I do to sleep better, to get more energy. And after a certain age, everybody always says, well, you're over 40, so, you're just getting older. And I'm like, no, there has to be something I can do. So I started reading, and intermittent fasting just kept popping up everywhere. So I'm like, this is really interesting. After reading and seeing a lot of YouTube videos, I found that one of the things that I wanted to do it for, not only for energy levels and mental clarity, was to get my cholesterol down. Now, I have a very healthy lifestyle, and I've always had it since I was very, very young, but I've had the bad luck of inheriting cholesterol from mom and dad. Thanks, you guys. And so I've been struggling with this, and so has my mom. So I talked to a coworker one day who has high cholesterol, and he said, oatmeal. I said, oatmeal? He's like, yeah. So I told my mom, and we both started eating oatmeal, and I personally don't like cooked oatmeal, so I just literally eat it raw in yogurt. And my cholesterol levels started going down. And I thought, well, now if I add intermittent fasting to the, mix, how will this work? And you know what? It's gone down. My levels of cholesterol are down. They maintain themselves. So between the oatmeal and the intermittent fasting, I feel that this has helped me tremendously. So I really started it due to my cholesterol, my energy levels, my mental clarity. Have I lost weight? It wasn't my goal, but I did lose weight. I didn't want to lose a whole amount of weight, but I wanted to lose specific weight on my tummy from the babies and my hips. Now, every time I would try to lose weight, or I'd lose weight, I'd always lose it from my arm and my chest. Thank you, but I don't want to lose weight there. So when I started IF, I started losing the weight where I wanted to lose it. And it actually helped me also with my muscle tone. So intermittent fasting also helps with the muscle tone and density. So I added also to that Pilates, more yoga. I'm a runner, and I've always been doing running and HIIT, and so I've always been very active, but I haven't had the really strong abs. And I'm starting to get marked abs, and I'm in shock. So anybody that ever says, oh, after 40, it's you're done. I'm like, no. I have 2 kids, work full time, and I have my abs. They're marked. And I'm so excited. So has it been after I started intermittent fasting? Yes. So for me personally, do I think that it's been helping me? Yes. I personally think that this has really been, truly helpful for me to get my muscle tone, to get stronger. My energy levels are up. I'm sleeping better. I even wrote my blog post in a fasted state, so I could literally just sit down and concentrate and get it all down. I schedule my days when I'm fasted, so it really helps me. And the moment I eat, not that I go brain dead, but I feel that I'm getting a little bit slower because, I get sleepy. But, I really feel that, some people that I know that are doing intermittent fasting, they don't see the mental clarity, but a lot of them do. So for me, it was a big win. It was a big win, definitely. We talked about the benefits. We talked about why I started. Let's talk about what you can eat where you're in fasted state. So those 18 hours for me, maybe 16 hours for you. What can you eat? Nothing. No, kidding. But it's not a lot. You hang in there. It's not that rough. So basically you can have water, all the water you want. You can have black coffee, green tea, even black tea. But don't add anything to it. Don't add anything. No sweeteners, no honey. It's just the green tea. So for me, every morning I get up and the first thing I do right before I go to work is I drink like a big glass of water to kind of just start cleansing out everything from like what I ate the day before, what I've been digesting at night, and I go to work. When I get to work, I get my big, bottle of water filled to the top, and I get a green tea. I'll have about 1 to 2 green teas during the morning before I have my first meal at 12 noon. And water, all the water I can. The more water you drink, just for anything, not just intermittent fasting. Water is so important. You have to stay hydrated all day long. Especially where I live, it's really, really hot, so you have to drink water all the time. So those are the 3 things you can have. Now, I know there is I think it's called bullet coffee, where it's grass-fed butter that you can add. Now, I've never tried it. That's different, so I don't want to talk about it because I've literally never tried it. But for me, I'm following the rule that no calories because it will break your fast. So it sounds really, really rough, but I'm good. Like, I was a big breakfast eater, and now I have my water, my tea. I feel great. I know that I'm cleansing, so my mental clarity is there. So I'm like, I just push through all the way to 12. And there's some days that are around like 10. I'm like, I'm starting to get hungry. But for me, I guess I feel so great when I'm fasting that I want to make sure that I make it to 12. So one thing a tip is be flexible. So if you have something that, for example, a late dinner that throws you off track because your last meal is at 6, but you have a business dinner and you haven't eaten till like 8, 9 o'clock, it's okay. Just wake up the next morning, continue on your schedule, and just continue down your path. Don't let that, just say, I messed up, I'm just gonna give up. And this is for everything in life. Any kind of diet, any plans that you have, anything that you're doing, don't let just one little hiccup in the road just throw you off. No, just get back, continue down your path, mentally strong. What is it that you want? And for me, doing intermittent fasting is very important. I feel better, I see the benefits, so I want to continue down that path. I want to give you an example. This summer I went to see friends and family out in Spain, and their life schedule is totally different from the US. So, their dinner's super, super late. So the first few days I was really struggling. I'm like, I can't do my intermittent fasting. So I was like, it's okay. I'm going to do as much as I can each day. Some days 12, some days 15, some days very, very little. So I'm like, I'm on vacation, I'm with family. And then the minute I was back at home in the US, the first day I literally went, boom, back to 18 hours of fasting, 6 hours of eating. It was fine. Like, my body was like, yay, you're back on track. And it was 2 weeks of not doing it. Did I gain all this weight? No. But did I feel much better when I started? Back on my, intermittent fasting? Yes. So don't let these little hiccups or these like life things happen. And, you just have to kind of adapt. So my tip is be flexible for everything in life. Just adapt to it and just continue down your path. Okay? Okay. So how do I break my fast? Personally, I like to break my fast with my super juice. I talk about my super juice, and I have made a separate video on how I make my super juice that you can see in the description box below, and I'll leave a link for the video. It's super easy, and it's a juice that I make I have like my standard vegetables and fruits that I add, and then anything that I might have around the house that I see that, like I want to add because if not, it's going to get bad, or, I haven't eaten a lot of these greens. But the basics is beets, carrots, celery, lemon, apple, fresh turmeric, fresh ginger, black pepper, so I can get the full benefits of the turmeric. And am I missing anything? I hope I'm not missing anything. If I am, all the ingredients are going to be also in the description box below. And I just juice it. Now, I wish I could do it every day, fresh juice, but I can't. I work full time. So I make batches of 2 to 3 days for me and my husband. And this is the first thing I have at noon. This is how I break my fast. I start sipping on my juice. I drink half a cup to 2/3 cup of my juice, and then I will have protein, because protein is so important for all of your meals. So I like to break my fast with my juice and some protein. And also my last meal of the day, my dinner, which I'll have right before 6, I always make sure to include protein because it'll keep me fuller and it'll help me during my fasting period not to be starving. So that's how I break my fast. Okay, things that you shouldn't do when you're doing intermittent fasting. Just because you're eating during 8 hours, 6 hours, you're like, I have less calorie intake, so I'm just gonna eat anything I want. No, my recommendation is to just continue on a balanced, healthy diet. Continue your diet, a normal diet. Now, can you have cheats? Of course you can. You know, Friday for me is always Pizza Friday here at home, so I always have my pizza. Sometimes it's a little bit later. I eat like maybe instead of 6, 7 o'clock my dinner. So it's, you know, and I'm cheating with pizza, but you know, because I want to be flexible again. But that doesn't mean I'm going to eat pizza every day and I'm just eating donuts and anything I want. No. You know, just don't think, oh, I'm eating in less time, so I'm eating less calories, I'm just going to eat anything I want. Don't do that. That is just, it's not recommended. I have an example. I did that a few months ago, and I thought, I'm going to be fasting for 18 hours, so I'm going to have, you know, that piece of cake. And I had for 5 days in a row, cake for dessert with my dinner. And not only did I not sleep well because my digestion was much heavier, but my weight started going up. I'm like, oh. So the moment I said I have to stop, and I stopped the cakes, and I just went for a more balanced dinner with my protein. And I like having desserts, but I try to not have cake. And the weight went down and just, you know, maintained. So it happened to me. So my recommendation is just don't eat whatever you want. Eat a balanced diet. It's always the most important thing. Balanced diet. A question I get a lot is, should I work out fasted? Now, I do. Now, I don't do it during the week because I really start work early, so I don't have literally time to go work out and then go to work. But Saturday and Sunday, at least one day, I work out fasted. Now, the first time I did it, I was like, oh my God, am I going to get dizzy? Am I going to get lightheaded? Am I going to have energy to actually work out? But you know what? I did. And it was great. You know, I went running. That's how my normal workout in fasted mode, or strength training. And I felt good. I had energy. I didn't get lightheaded. But what I do is that, for example, this Saturday I get up and I work out fasted. I don't wait until 10 a.m. to have my breakfast like I would do on the weekend. I will have my breakfast about an hour after I worked out. So I'll go home, I'll do my stretches, drink some water, take a shower, and then I'll have my breakfast, because I don't want to go too many hours, because since you've worked out, you can feel a little bit weaker. And basically, I always like to listen to my body, and the first few times I was like, I'm going to make it until 10, because I tend to work out 7 a.m. on Saturday, Sunday. So I kind of listened to my body and thought, I'm just going to have breakfast an hour after I work out. So that's my recommendation. Now, if I could work out more days in fasting mode, would I? Yes, because I've noticed that it helps with building my muscle, and I really have a lot of energy working out. I feel good. I personally like to work out in the mornings, but due to work, I work out in the afternoons, except on the weekend. So, can you work out in fasted? Yes, and I personally recommend it. Another extra tip is appetite control. Now that, for me, was a game changer, because normally I would have breakfast around 8 a.m. and then I would be starving on 9 o'clock. I'm digging through my drawers at work, going downstairs to get a snack, snacking all day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm always hungry, always looking for something to eat, and you know it's not going to be healthy. So once I started intermittent fasting and I was on schedule, what I find is that I have my first meal at 12 and I'm full. I feel full, and I'm not snacking constantly. Then I'll come home, I'll have a healthy snack, and then I'll have my big dinner. So basically it's my first big meal, a little snack, and then my last big meal of the day, which is a big dinner with my family. So my appetite is under control. I feel like I have control of my appetite, that I'm not going everywhere trying to find some chips, trying to find some sweets. And that's the way I felt before I started. So I was always trying to control my appetite, and now I feel that I'm in control. So that is an extra tip and benefit, is the appetite control. So to sum up, intermittent fasting. You have several ways of doing it. You can research more if you'd like, because some people fast during the whole 24 hours. And they'll do maybe like they'll fast on Monday, they'll fast on Wednesday, and they'll fast on Friday. Some people like to do 3 days of fasting once a month or every 6 months. So there's water fast, there's dry fast. For me personally, I like intermittent fasting. I gravitated towards the 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of eating due to my schedule. It works for me. So I'm able to maintain, on target benefits, mental clarity, energy. I'm sleeping better, less bloating, appetite control. I've lost the weight where I want it. I'm getting fitter, getting the abs. So that was a win-win for me. And again, will I go back to normal eating schedule? Yeah, I don't think I can. I love intermittent fasting. And again, I want to, I can't say this enough. If you decide to start intermittent fasting, please write me below if you have any questions, but please check with your doctor, because everybody's different, and you want to make sure that you get the okay from your doctor. I got it from my doctor, and she's like, go ahead, and every year I get my checkups and my blood work, and it was a game changer for me. Got my cholesterol levels down, which was like my main reason, and I'm really happy. So this is where I end my part 2 of intermittent fasting. I hope I didn't go too long. I wanted to share this with you guys because for me, it's been a game changer. I really, really like it. And every time I talk to somebody at work or my friends, I've gotten a lot of people to start it with me. Everybody adapts it to their schedule. They love it. I have a few friends that had a lot of issues with weight loss, and this finally has helped them get the weight off. And at work, I have like my little group of people at work that do it, so it's great because you're not the only one fasting, you're not the only one not eating. And it's been, I know I've said it like several times, but it's been a game changer for me. I feel healthier, I feel better than ever. So there's, for me, that excuse that I'm getting too old. For me, age is just a number. You can feel fit and great at any age. You just have to work at it just a little bit. So I will be back with a new video very, very soon. Check out my blog where I put more details. Check out my Instagram account where I'm always, I think, daily. I'm at it right now. I'm putting up pictures of the exercises I do, of little meals that I prepare, some recipes that I share. And please, any comments below, and I will see you in my next episode. And again, thank you for joining me. I really, really love having you here with me. Mwah!